How many of you understand that your happiness is linked to the people in your life? A lot of times, one of the things, y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I am guilty of. I will sit on TikTok at night. I'll be like, Lee, go to bed. And by the way, I am Lee Hill, your hair coach. I'll be sitting on TikTok, and I love TikTok. I'm like, Lord, because I like to see people with different perspectives and they podcasts and things like that. And the reason why I'm bringing this out is because I was watching this podcast and they were, it was like the women against the men, and they were talking about how, they were in these bad relationships, and the typical things that we talk about that happen in relationships, abuse, and he was narcissistic and all these different things. And I'm like, it's so easy to just walk away from people, but for whatever reason, we choose to stay. And I'm not just talking about in that particular situation. They were talking about, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife type of thing. I'm talking to people. I'm talking to you ladies when it comes to your relationships, whether it's with family members, even down to your mother, your father, your friends, your man, your woman, whoever it is. When it comes to those people, if you are in a situation or a relationship where it is constantly having you in a state where you gotta feel like you gotta scroll to look to see if anybody else going through the same thing you're going through, or every time you walk away from that person, you feel worse and worse, you don't feel good enough, or it just puts you in a bad space. Your mind runs. A lot of times we think about somebody that's being abusive, that's being nasty to us, our family, they ignore us, they don't include you into things. A lot of times we think about that. But have you ever thought about somebody that's that you're connected to that doesn't have the same, not necessarily doesn't have the same dreams and desire, but always negative? A lot of us, and I'm including myself in this, a lot of us are connected to people that we know are not good for our life, our environment, or anything, but we don't want to give up. Some of us don't want to give up because we got to save face, and people see, I told you that man wasn't right. I told you that girl wasn't right. She was not no friend. So instead of us seeing it for what it is and saying, dang, I need to cut this loose, we will stay in it, right? And then we'll stay in it. We'll complain find somebody to complain about, complain to about this person, right? And then we will turn around in the same breath, we will defend the person that we know that is not right, that does not add to our life, that does not push us, that does not elevate us in any kind of form, right? And we would try to justify that person, knowing that the person is not good for us. And I use negativity because a lot of times, sometimes they tell you, like, when you have a dream or you want something done, don't tell everybody. And in my mind, I'm like, man, if I got to be around people that I can't tell anything to, or my goals in life or my dreams in life, then most likely I probably shouldn't be dealing with them as a whole. Right? Now, I do agree that not everything, some goals, some things that I haven't told anybody. Some of the goals and dreams I have, I'm actually kind of afraid of. So that's why I haven't shared it. But when I'm in the process of doing things, I have a core set of my circle's so small. Child, am I only one in the circle? I got a couple of people in the circle. But I normally tell people during the process and when it's done. I'll tell people, hey, this is what I got going on. And I know those people that are in my life, they're going to encourage me. They're going to tell me the good. They're going to also tell me, hey, be careful of this. That, listen, who you got working with you? I wouldn't deal with that person. Listen, this is what I known about the person. These are the things so you need the right people in your corner. And a lot of times we focus on, the negative people that were in our corner, and we dwell on them. And guess what? It keeps us stagnant, and it keeps us still talking about those people. But the people that are in your corner, and we all have them, that are cheering along aside of you, that's saying, yeah, girl, do that thing. Show me what you do so I can do it. We have people in our lives like that. And if we don't have them, then we need to start working on ourselves so we can start attracting those type of people. So the reason why I'm talking about this is because a lot of us are linked to negative people in our lives. We are linked to people that we know that they may not have said anything negative, but we know in their hearts they don't mean good for us. We are in relationships that we should have closed doors on years ago. A lot of us have been in relationships with parents that we should have closed the door on because of who they are as a person, right? And then we close door on people. We're so used to the negativity. We're so used to the toxicity that then when someone that comes in that has no negativity, no toxicity, now we want our guard up. We real weird. I'm talking to the women. I'm like, man, you know, I have people that come and talk to me now that I have never talked to. And I was like, oh, I thought you didn't like me. And they're like, oh my God, I admired you. What? Girl, I used to see you come in. I'm like, this girl be on her P's and Q's. And I'm like, I had a young lady tell me that recently. And I'm like, really? Every time I see her, she had that mean mug. But we in Miami, you know, we mean mug, right? She said, no, I loved you. I had no clue. So, but guess what I did with that person? I put the guard up. I'm like, oh, every time I see her, she looking such and such. But then the toxic person that I know that my family done said, hey, she done talked about you. Whatever you shared with her, she shared with me. I have family. I have people very close. I know, but guess what? But that's my family. I'm going to tell you something I told my grandma. I had a family member that was on their deathbed. And my grandma said to me, oh, they on their deathbed. Are you going to see them? I said, yeah, I saw them a couple of days ago. And because they were a family member, she said, well, you're not going there to sit with them on their deathbed? I said, no. Because when they was here, we had no relationship like that. I went over there out of respect to check on them. But I told my grandma, I said, title don't mean anything to me. It's how you treat me. A lot of us are caught up more. We value more the title of a person than we value how the person treats us. All right? Let that sink in. A lot of us value the title, right? Whether it's in work, whether it's in relationships, whether it's with family, whatever. We value the title. Oh, that's my such and such. So I got to be this way. In the meantime, they dragging you. They disrespecting you. They disrespecting your family, dishonoring you, and so many things. And you know it. And you're so focused on the negative, and you having these family functions, or you having these friendship, these little cliques and all this stuff, and you keep going back to that. But then the good people that's like, hey girl, what you doing today? You don't want to deal with them because we are addicted to being victims. We are addicted to toxicity. We are addicted to drama. Now, I wanted to talk about this topic because I saw that happen. I'm like, man, it makes me ponder on things. And my life has gotten 10,000 times better when I start not cutting people out, when I start setting boundaries, when I start saying, hey, I'm probably not going to be able to deal with you, and tell them, listen, this is why. If you can come back and be a better person, it'll be okay. But right now, where I'm at in my life, in my healing stage or whatever, I need better. I deserve better. Whatever the relationship is, I deserve better. I deserve your present moment. I deserve your time. I deserve your respect. I deserve your honesty. I deserve you honoring me and me honoring you. So I just want to bring this out. I wanted to talk about this. Y'all know how I am. I'm Lee Hill, your hair coach. But I wanted to talk about this. A lot of us, and this is probably going to be the title, a lot of us value more of a person's title in our life than the way that they treat us. And we better wake that up, because before you know it, you will be 50, 60, 70 years old, still laying around talking about a story that happened 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. And people done moved on with their life. Y'all better catch this message. I will see you guys next video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you for the 2,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys. Bye.